Hey everybody, what's up? Jay Gigs here with some Dragon Champions, and I want to talk to you about the tower. Because it can feel very daunting to get those 100 clears so that you unlock auto clear. And I just recently unlocked auto clear, and it's life-changing. It truly is life-changing. So I want to talk a little bit about how I approached it, how I improved, because I was under the impression it was going to be the same difficulty every time I did it. What I realized is that in increments, it appeared, it starts to get a little bit harder, which was very frustrating because I thought I already have 100 days, and now there's some days where I can't clear it. So I just want to talk to you about how to avoid that, how to set things up in a way that further ensure that you're going to be able to clear it without having to pay too much attention. If I couldn't auto it, I usually wouldn't do it. So I'm gonna talk you through how I did that. If you're not playing Dragon Champions, if you're one of my viewers and you haven't checked this game out yet, I have to highly recommend it. I am so impressed with this game lately. The developers are just destroying lately. They're killing it with these updates and the new content. Now is a great time to get in. They just launched the new battle pass. New season just started, and this new champ Wukong looks pretty dope. Looks like he's going to be pretty solid. They're adding new factions. It's just killer, man. I'm so proud of him. This game has bumped its way up into the number 2 spot in my rotation. From me having gone not playing it at all. You know, when it first came out, I was playing it heavily. I just lost interest. It didn't hold my attention. Figured I'd hop back in and check it out, and it has crawled its way back up into my number 2 spot. It's Raid, and then it's Dragon Champions every day. So I'm going to play a quick little clip to show you, if you want to download the game and check it out, how to use my promo code. You get a $10 goodie bag. It helps support me, get you some free stuff, and then we'll talk about the tower. So up in the top right, you've got the settings cog. You'll click it. You'll go in and go use promo code DJRNG in the blank. Be sure and do this before you're level 15 or it won't work. And you'll get this little $10 goodie bag of some champ frags, Dracoins, gold, energy, all kinds of fun stuff. Enjoy. Now, before we get started, I am also giving away 10,000 Dracoins in this video. So the way we're going to do it is I'm going to split it up. I'm giving away 10,000. 10 people are going to win 1,000 each. So 5 of the people that win are going to be new players. So if you're new, if you're checking out this game and you download it with the link below, use my promo code, send me a screenshot of you using the promo code, and that's going to be one pull. 5 of you are going to get to kick things off with 1,000 Dracoins, and 5 others from this video. Leave me a comment down below. I don't care. I don't care what the comment says. You could talk to me about GameStop stock. You could talk to me about the Mandela effect, which, interestingly enough, we did a podcast on recently, if you want to check that out. Talk to me about anything. Just make sure you leave me your player ID down below. And the way that you get that, click on your picture up here, right there. I just need that number to turn in so that I know so that they know who to give the 1,000 Dracoins to. So again, 5 new players. Catch a screenshot of you putting in my promo code, show it to me in my Discord. All the links you need are down below. 5 more of you comment on this video. That's that. Let's get to it. So there's that. Be sure and use that promo code. Get your free stuff. Again, help support me. I greatly appreciate it. And let's get into it. If you want to talk about joining our guild, hop in my Discord. We've got a big Dragon Champ section now. Sephiroth, one of my guild leaders, is just killing it right now. You see him in the chat. He's doing a really good job of informing everybody of what's going on, helping people get started, and organizing the Discord. Big shout out to Sephiroth. It is greatly appreciated. Zul'jin as well. Just really, really helpful to me. Helps saves me a lot of time. So big shout out to them. If you want to get in the guild, hop in the Discord. We'll get you sorted there. Now, talking about how to get your 100 clears on the tower. When you first start off, you think that's so far away, it's never going to happen, and then you start doing it and you get there. Now, I did do a video a while back with Zeri, who's kind of the resident Dragon Champions expert as far as I'm concerned, and it's a beginner guide, how do I want to phrase it? New player guide, how to get started, what direction to point in. I'll card to that up there if you want to check that out. Get some advice about how to start, who to focus on, where to focus, things of that nature. One of the big things that gets touched on in that video is starting out building your orcs. Your orcs are going to be your first focus. They're going to want to be who you focus on acquiring first. Tromgar is ridiculous. Mar is a fantastic damage dealer. Rantha, Mortha, and Corkram, who you'll get frags from the pack that you get with my promo code. So you'll get a head start on getting Corcoran. He's a great champ too. If you can get your hands on Zera, she's great, but she's a little harder to obtain. But whoever your first 5 orcs are, that's the team you want to get together. They're going to carry you into a lot of parts of this game. You want to work on your orcs because they help you unlock Soleus in the legendary event, who's a fantastic human character, which kind of caveats into you building your humans and getting your teams together. One of the big focuses of this game is getting teams together, right? Because you get a lot of synergies based on which faction someone's from. So orcs complement other orcs really well, humans complement other humans really well, etc. There are combinations of different factions that work really well together. That's later game stuff. Your focus right now is orcs, and then you go from there. So what I did was I had my orc team, and for a long time I would just take them into the tower and they would do it. My orcs were doing it fine. Tromgar was a pretty hard carry, so I had a lot of my resources in him, and it was they would do it. I didn't have to use any other teams. I had no issues. At a certain point, we would get to 10 or 11, and we'd start to lose a couple of champs, so I would just supplement with other champs I had, and Tromgar would still kind of carry us through. And then it got to a point where we couldn't do it anymore. So I started getting aggravated because I was like, I thought this was supposed to be the same thing every time. I didn't realize that it gets harder as you progress and get stronger. There were some things I didn't know about it early on. So what I started to do was focus on getting other teams put together. I was pretty late to this too. So I think that this is going to make your life easier if you start to do it a little bit sooner. I focused so hard on my orcs for probably too long. So my orcs are by far my strongest team. But I've slowly been working my humans up into the mix. Now, I'll tell you a team that they just reworked recently that is not hard to obtain and not hard to get a good head start in the tower in, and that's the Panda team. Panda's got a little bit of a rework lately. I really enjoy my Panda squad. I probably need to visit working up some of these. I just unlocked him recently. But this is the squad I'm running with. Ren, you might not have much access to, so someone else can go in her spot. But these 4, pretty solid team, pretty sustaining team. They do pretty good damage, kind of like tower easy mode in my experience. So what I did was I built my Panda team up, and I would begin my tower run with my Panda team, and I would let them go as far as they could. And at first it was 3 or 4 levels before a couple of them started dying, and then they got a little bit stronger, and now they can do 6 or 7 or 8 levels before they die, right? But that's what it is. You want to get your teams put together and kind of let your weakest team kick things off and just stair step your way up to your strongest team. So I have my pandas. I've recently been working on my goblins. So I've got goblins, pandas, humans, and orcs. So what I would do is I would go into the tower, kick things off with my pandas. By the way, forgot to mention this, but I wanted to say these secret rooms at 3, 6, and 9, don't worry about those. Just go straight up to 12 every time. It's going to save you a lot of grief. It's not really worth the effort, and you're just trying to get to your 100 clears, because as you can see, once you unlock your auto clears, it auto clears the secret floors too. So don't get hung up in the secret floors. That's going to hold you back a lot. That's going to cost you a lot of success that your teams could be having. Just run your way straight up to 12 every time. Whenever they would start to collapse, I would throw in my goblins. They would usually get me to 8-ish. Then I throw in my humans, and I'm talking about when the runs start to get harder. Around 9 is where I would throw in my humans, and they would do 9 and 10 usually. Sometimes we get lucky and they'd get through 11, and then I just throw my orcs in for 12, because my orcs never lost a fresh round. The only way my orcs ever lose is if they're drained from having a few bad runs. So like if things start to get hard at 9, then they kind of struggle their way through 10, kind of struggle their way through 11. Now they're so weak when they start 12, they don't have time to catch up and refresh, because your team doesn't reset at each level. However you end the battle is how you begin the next one. So there's tricks for, you can go in and get your cooldowns organized in a certain way. There's ways to play with it if you really want to get into it. Again, I didn't manual a single run of tower in In the 100 days that I did it successfully, I did not manual one because I just don't want to. That's not how I want to play these games. So for me, I would say 75% of it was pandas to humans to orcs. And then the last bit, when I finally had my goblin team, it was pandas to goblins to humans to orcs. Never had an issue. Orcs could usually step into 11 or 12 and breeze right through it. Again, because Tromgar is just a really hard carry. Tromgar is a monster of a character in this game. So the quicker you can get him, built up, the better. His skills are worth maxing. His gear, you will not regret any investment into this dude right here. He is an absolute monster. When I was coming up, and even still, sometimes you run into teams that just have such a good Tromgar, it doesn't matter how much stronger the rest of your team is or how weak the rest of their team is, you just can't kill him. You can't get him out of there sometimes. So Tromgar's a beast. Invest in your orcs and just let your teams do it. That's really the biggest tip I can give you. Rather than sitting there and trying to manual it and trying to time everything and set everything up right with your strongest team, just spend a little bit of time getting a second and third team in order. They don't have to be super strong, just enough to get you through the first, half or more. As you build more teams, as your teams get stronger, they'll be able to do more on their own. Like I said, sometimes my orcs were able to just step into level 12 and be done with it. So that's my tip for the tower. And again, I want to emphasize, I know that when you're starting out and it says like 3 normal tower runs completed, you're thinking, I'm never gonna get to that. That just feels like it's so far away. Just keep your head down, keep grinding, keep playing the game. Be sure you get your tower run in every day and set aside the time for it. I'm telling you, it's so worth it. It is so nice to be able to come in here and just reset it and hit auto and be done. It saves me so much time. It's so nice. It's so worth it. I can't stress that enough. So that's it for the tower. That's it. I was asked to give a few tips on how I approach the tower, and that's how I did it. I'm sure that there are other ways to do it. I'm sure Zeri has videos on the tower as well if you want to go check those out. If you have anything else you would like to see Dragon Champs related, if you have any more questions, you want to know how I'm approaching things, I'm still learning myself. There's a lot to pick up on in this game, and I had to play catch up for a little bit because I stopped playing for so long, and I'm still kind of figuring out like who is the strongest team, what is the meta in the arena, what kinds of stuff is optimal for the raids, and they're killing it. I'm so proud of them. They're adding so much content. They keep making adjustments to battlegrounds, which is fun. I have to hop in here and see if I can't catch up to this dude. He got the jump on me in battlegrounds. But it's a fantastic game. Well worth a look if you haven't checked it out. Even if you checked it out back when it was new, hop back in it and give it another go. It's such a different game than it used to be. I'm really proud of it. Proud of them. I'm impressed with it. I'm loving it. And again, if you have anything else you would like me to cover, let me know. We can talk about the Soleus events, all the different events and what kinds of teams you want to get together to try to get through those. I'm still working my way through a bunch of those as well. I'm done rambling. Y'all get the idea. Appreciate you watching. I hope that this helped you. Have any questions, drop them below. Other than that, we'll see you